Okay, so this video is going to show you how to control your character or one of the characters in your game with the mouse as opposed to a keyboard. If you think before, when we hit the keys on the keyboard, we increased and decreased the value of the x and y coordinates of the character, in this case ZARGON. Right now, it's simply the x and y coordinates of ZARGON are actually syncing up with the x and y coordinates of my mouse, and that's actually something that Windows maintains, and we can certainly get that value from Windows and use that as our actual coordinates. So let's look at how to do that. It's not really so hard to do. So if you go up to the top of our code at the beginning of our main game loop up here, this is where we have all of our user input, and up till now we've only had keyboard input. So we said, hey, if they hit the right arrow key, increase the value of ZARGON X in a positive way, by 3 or 4 or 5 pixels. And if they hit the left key, decrease the value of the ZARGON X variable. But we're increasing and decreasing the value of ZARGON X. When you're doing mouse controls, a little bit different because you're not increasing or decreasing the value, you're just using that actual value. So if you look up here at the top, here's the code that does that. So we're actually going to temporarily have a variable called pause, and it could be whatever you want to call it. It stands for position. And there's actually a built-in function, pygame.mouse.getPause, which gets the x and the y coordinates of the actual mouse in relationship to the dimensions of your screen. And so they're actual numbers that you can actually use. Now, it returns that in what they call an array, and since there are 2 coordinates, an x and a y, it sends back an array of size 2, basically 2 variables that hold the values that we're looking for. And so pause is just a list of variables. The way we access is a little bit crazy. Computers like to count starting at 0 instead of 1. So always, the first item in the list for the computer always starts at 0. So the first item in the list is the x value, and the second value in the list is the y value. And there's no other items in the list, it's just that. And so this just says, hey, the 0th item in the pause list and the first item in the pause list, where 0 is actually the first thing and 1 is actually the second thing. Kind of crazy. That's how it works. We'll talk more about that kind of stuff at a deeper level in our advanced computer science classes. But so this is the first character, this is the second character in the list, and then I just said, hey, let ZARGON X be actually the value of the x value of the mouse, and let ZARGON Y be the y value, which is that second item in the list. So if we run this now, we are going to see that ZARGON X is equal to the x value of the mouse, and ZARGON Y is equal to the y value of the mouse. And so that is, if you look back at our code right there, it's exactly what it says. ZARGON X is equal to that first item in the list, which is the x value, and ZARGON Y is equal to that, the 1th item in the list, the second item in the list, which is the y value. So it's kind of crazy, but that's how it works. Good luck.